All right, what's up? It's Saturday. Yesterday I missed my upper body session, so I'm doubling up today. We're going to do some loaded accelerations, some contrast sets, which I usually have planned for today. Usually I would do loaded acceleration contrasts with some lower body isometrics, but today I'm going to be replacing the isometric section with an upper body lift. So today is more of my technical type day when I'm sprinting. My Monday acceleration is outputs. I'm really focused on outputs on that day. So just moving as fast as I can, horizontally. I'm not really thinking much about mechanics. And then Thursday is my top speed day. Again, outputs, trying to hit max velocity. And then today I'm kind of tinkering with some mechanics that I need to work on, and it's becoming apparent that I'm losing power through hip extension. So I'm not extending my hip all the way. I'm not extending my knee all the way. I really need to drill those two patterns. So to do that today, after my warm-up, I'm going to do a technical block where I'm doing some horizontal knee drives and sled pushes, just working on extending my knee through at the end on an acceleration angle with the tank sled. So I'll be leaned into it like so, and then just driving up and through and just sliding this tank across the turf. Paired with that, after we do a couple of rounds of this, I'm going to do some more upright, loaded, straight leg bounds. So working on extending my hip in a tall position with light resistance using the run rocket. Shout out to Blaine McConnell for that suggestion. It seems that we have a similar issue when sprinting, and he noticed it, called it out. So I appreciate that, appreciate the coaching. So I will be incorporating that today to try to really recruit that muscle group in that sprinting position. I'm not working on top speed today, but I think the reps, I want to get as many reps doing that as I can, and I will be incorporating that into my max velocity days as well. But I'm kind of excited to try it out, so that's why I'm using it today and not waiting for next Thursday. Try to get a little bit more frequency in with that. We'll hit the acceleration work, and then I'm going to get into the upper body lift. Not going to show you my warm-up right now. I'll just bring you right into these technical exercises right here. All right, so warm-up's done. I'm just about to push this sled now. I'm going to get on a good angle, 45 degrees. I'm going to keep my arms tight to me, okay, so I can kind of just feel my chest position a little better and not be so separated. Keep everything close. I got this thing on the second to heaviest resistance, so it'll slow me down quite a bit and allow me to feel what I want to feel. I'm just going to go 8 yards or so and then bring it back. I'm going to be on a forward angle, try to line up my shin with my trunk. I'm just going to push through and reach terminal extension best I can. Driving through my hip as much as I can. Just thinking, squeezing my butt cheek as tight as possible with every push. Squeeze, 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 lock out, squeeze, lock out. All right, I can do one more of these and then we're gonna move to those loaded straight leg bounds. Oh, slipped. Okay, not bad. Okay, we're about to hit these straight leg bounds, loaded. We're gonna go very light resistance. Got this thing on level 3 right now, which I'm not even sure what that is in pounds, but I'm gonna go about 20 yards. Again, focuses pushing off the hips. I wanna reach lockout. I wanna have my knee and my ankle slightly behind my hip right here, not right below or a little in front. I wanna get that hip through the fullest range of motion I possibly can. I'll tell you what, that feels very weird. Feels like I've got very little control of that area. It's like the first couple steps are a little choppy. It's hard to get yourself going, but we'll try again. Probably gonna go 2 more here. I think it's also a little funny with the run rocket. It might be better with an actual carpet sled where you just lay plates on there, where there's a little less give. Because sometimes when you go airborne with the run rocket, the resistance kind of changes when you're in midair because there's no constant tension on the rope. So it kind of floats in the air, the rope itself, and that tension becomes a little inconsistent. So I still feel like I'm getting what I want out of this drill, but it's just a little unnatural, it feels like. All right, I want to do one more. Then I'm going to put my cleats on and actually start running. My actual sprint work today is not going to be much. It's just going to be some loaded 20s paired with unloaded 20s. And we're just going to do 4 to 5 rounds of that, just contrasting those. So not a whole lot of volume. Again, just trying to work on technique. I want to work on patience out of my start today. What I mean is not rushing to the next step and finishing through that hip, giving my hip time to lock out and not just rushing into the next step and worrying about my next stride. Patience in the first couple of steps is really valuable for that reason. You're just going to give yourself more time to use the ground, which in acceleration, you want to use the ground. You want to spend time on the ground. Time off the ground is time you're spending not accelerating. So it's only when you get out to max velocity where you want those steps to be a little much quicker. But acceleration, you really want to make sure you're not rushing. I think that was the best rep right there. Okay, we're gonna go cleats on now, and we'll start our contrast sets. So we're gonna go a little heavier on this now, cranked it up to level 8, which is not too heavy. I'm gonna bring it down just a bit. I'm gonna bring it down to 6. We were on 3 for the straight leg bounds, and I wanna keep the resistance pretty light. So I'm gonna do a loaded 20, unloaded 20, and do probably 4 to 5 rounds of that depending on how I feel. And like I mentioned before, we're just working on patience, extending through the hip. My focus is just gonna be squeezing my glutes as hard as I can and reaching lockout and finishing my pushes. Hope this goes well. I'm gonna put the mic to the side. I'll see you guys when I'm done with this, and we'll hit our upper body lift once we're done. Tell you what, so far on those first 2, feel pretty good. So just try to ride that feeling out. I feel like I'm really getting through my hip, and my steps are bigger out in front. Not because I'm trying to get my knees tall, which is sometimes what people try to do. They just try to lift their knees up tall, and they think that that's what they should be thinking about, is just get my knees up. But your knees get up as a product of pushing to the fullest extent. Like I said before, time spent in the air is time not accelerating. You're not getting faster. So if you're just thinking knees up, that's not going to help you get faster. It might allow you to create better shapes, but it's going to be for no reason at all. I'll tell you, this is one of the best acceleration sessions that I've had. Everything that I'm trying to do from a mechanical standpoint, as far as being tall out in front, being in a good striking position, not casting my shin, is so much easier now that I feel like I'm getting my backside into the equation. I feel like it's just been out of it, and I've been using my quad to strike down, my hip flexor to rip my knee up. It's like crazy that this slipped my mind and that I wasn't thinking about my posterior chain and its involvement and importance in this stuff. This feels so natural, it feels so smooth and clean, and I'm very happy with today. This was one of the best speed sessions I've had in a couple weeks. I think since I had that day a couple weeks ago when I averaged like 0.95, 0.96 on my flying 10s, which was by far the best I'd ever done on flying 10s. I think from just a learning perspective, best day so far that I've had in a long time. Upper body lift. We have some chain bench. We are going to pair that with some depth jump push-ups off of either DC blocks, or I think I'm just going to do them off the double benches like I did my deep iso push-up the other day. And then we're going to do that for 5 sets of 3. We will stay above 0.55 on the VBT cameras. So that's our loading prescription today. Just going to hit a quick warm-up set now, and then I'll start to just slowly increase. I'm going to warm up for the depth jump push-ups with standing drop catches or depth lands onto a bench from a standing position. So you'll see that in a minute. Forgot that I got to take off these safety pins to make room for the chains. Depth land push-up. So I'm going to start standing real tall, hands back, fall as fast as I can, catch myself. Just preparing for high-speed impacts, just like altitude lands yesterday, same concept. And as you go, you just take on that load faster and faster. One more. Okay, we're gonna set this camera up for bench press, and I'm gonna add 25s to either side. These chains are 20 pounds each, by the way. So when I bench, my bench is significantly weaker than my squat, of course. I only use one set, but when I do back squats, I'll use 2 pairs of chains. So I've got total 80 pounds added onto the bar just from chain weight when I'm doing any kind of squatting variation. We'll call that a working set, but I'm definitely going to add a little more. So I added 10s to either side. So we got 205 on the bar. Set 3. Guys, if you're liking this training, please like, comment, subscribe. Would really appreciate it. And turn on the notification bell so whenever I post a video, you don't miss it. Also, my sale on all my programs, Capacity 1.0, Force 1.0, the Capacity plus Force 1.0 bundle, and my Pragmatic Principles course are all 30% off. If you buy a program, Capacity or Force or the bundle, there's an additional 25% off coupon code for my course. That's 55% off my course, 55%. It will never be close to that cheap again. That sale is running through the end of today, Sunday, tomorrow. It will end on Monday night, Cyber Monday. So you have about 48 hours. It is still live, no discount codes needed. The prices are already discounted on the platforms. With that being said, I'm just gonna let the videotape roll. You'll see the rest of the workout, and I will see you next time. Really appreciate you joining me today.